Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back again. And I can say you must be really well, right? Today I reading about a more what? Of course. Okay, wait a minute. I will read more about the unsolved mystery murder cases and mystery death of famous people. This time we're talking who? We're talking about the John F. Kennedy. So, if you want to listen about the story, what is going on with him, who's the killer of him, and why? What is the motive behind it? So yeah, let's begin. Okay, now let's let's find a source about information about information about we needed. Alright, if you're ready to hear listening that, alright, let's start it now. This is a one article of the read I read it right now. So listen listen closely, okay? Alright, I started. On November 22, 1963, President Kennedy and the First Lady journeyed to Dallas on a champagne trip, uncompa- accompanying accompanying the Kennedys in a motorcycle through the city where Democratic Governor John Connally and his wife Nellie. As it moved through Dealey Plaza, gunshots rang out. Governor Connally was hit. President Kennedy, who was shot twice, was mortally wounded. Kennedy was Kennedy was rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where he died soon thereafter. This is LGB Lady Bird and Miss Rose Kennedy, November 22, 1963. Yeah, they say about some 30 minutes after leaving Dallas aboard Air Force One after President Kennedy's assassination, President Mrs. Johnson placed a telephone call to the Kennedy family. Yeah, the shots had been fired from the nearby warehouse, and some hours after the assassination, police arrested warehouse employee Lee Harvey Oswald. Oswald was a mysterious former Marine who had defected to the Soviet Union but then returned to the United States. 2 days after the arrest, while being transferred to another jail, the suspect was himself slain by Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner. Nightclub owner. Ruby was tried and convicted of murder in Oswald's death. He died of cancer in January 1967 while awaiting a retrial in prison. The dramatic course of events led many to wonder whether a conspiracy was afoot. A commission to investigate the assassination established by President Lyndon B. Johnson and headed by Supreme Court Chief Justice Earl Warren determined that Oswald had acted act alone. In 1979, the House Select Commit- Committee on Assassination concluded that there were at least three shots fired, although it drew no other firm conclusions. Although it concluded two of Oswald's three shots hit Kennedy, it also suspected that Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of the conspiracy. Its finding did little to dispel conspiracy theories about Kennedy's assassination that have remained an enduring phenomenon. On November 24, 1963, hundreds of thousands of people filed past Kennedy's coffin in the rotunda of the Capitol. Kennedy was buried in the next day in a state funeral at Arlington Cemetery. Representative for 92 nations attended the service, and an estimated 1 billion people lined the streets of Washington, D.C. to observe the funeral procession. For many Americans, the murder of John F. Kennedy will remain one of the most wrenching public events of their lives. Well, I don't know exactly sure about why, but Oswald just also want to shot and kill President Kennedy. Well, they say about in here. Okay, you can be seated. Governor Connelly was get hit. Yeah, he got hit, but he still survived. Yeah, get hit anyway, but even have a bad injury, but he still survived. And but not just President John F. Kennedy. He just got shot twice, and got and really got mortally wounded. Kennedy just take it to the just already get rushed to the Parkland Hospital, and but unfortunately he died soon thereafter. Well, sadly. I don't know about exactly sure why this this guy named Lee Harvey Oswald wants to kill this president anyway. I don't know about what he motive, and of course about the big he say about the um yeah he say about the just yeah he say just already get transferred to another jail, and the suspect is a Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby is a this guy is a owner of the night one of the nightclub in Dallas. Yeah, Ruby say was trying to convict the murder of Oswald's death, but sadly again, unfortunately, he died of cancer in January 1967. While he awaiting a retrial in prison. Well, so sad. Cancer just not really good to somebody just really got it anyway. I don't know what is going on. Really crazy is about to the investigation by the assassination. Yeah, they say this here established by President Lyndon B. Johnson and headed by Supreme Court Chief Justice Warren. And they say but Oswald just had acted alone. He doing alone by himself to murder John F. Kennedy. Well, I don't know that. And this is a say in 1979, the House Select Committee on Assassination conclude that there were at least 3 shots fired. They conclude about they say about that there's a 3 shots. Yeah, one just already got uh just got by governor, 2 other just already got by John F. Kennedy. And they said this, although in conclude that two of Oswald's 3 shot hit Kennedy. Yep, Kennedy just already got the 2 shots. Well, just I can say, but just in his head, I probably might be. Yeah, this is it. It also suspect that Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of the conspiracy. What kind of conspiracy just already Oswald happened to him? I don't understand. Maybe because about the he being kicked, or maybe he just really being hated by somebody, or maybe something else. We don't never know, and I don't know. I have no idea about it. Yeah, this is finding the little dispel conspiracy theories about Kennedy's assassination that have remained an enduring phenomenon. Well, is really something because about we might never know for sure what ju- what exactly motive just already he do it to President John F. Kennedy. Why he shot, yeah, shot him in twice. One is missing, but just get one is missing. Two just only get right places. And this is it. November 24, 1963. Hundreds of thousands of people filed past Kennedy's coffin in the rotunda of the Capitol. Well, they really start to taking John F. Kennedy's body to Kennedy body, yeah, coffin to the last to his last rest, and he just only get buried in the next day in state funeral at Arlington Cemetery. Yep, Arlington Cemetery. If I remember the name that he already buried in there. This is a place for representative for 92 nations attend to service, and 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 an estimate 1 million people line up the streets of Washington D.C. to observe the funeral procession. Yeah, that's really something because about the people just already ready to give to him about the last respect. Yeah, last respect for say goodbye about what happened to him, and nobody knows about it because about the he just already dead because by some tragedy like this really crazy, right? Yeah, this they say about this the murder of John F. Kennedy will remain one of the most raging public events on their lives. Yeah, I thinking about that this is a why, but I can say I don't know Oswald why he want to kill John F. Kennedy. What is a motive behind it, and why? But one of the one of the bartender, nightclub owner Jack Ruby just told him to doing something bad to John F. Kennedy and just get transfer that yeah transfer to the another jail just like that. I don't know whatever that the motive just like this is so hard to tell anybody, guys. Let's see what we got something something is really some. Oh, sorry, I'm really too nervous because I don't know what should I say that. All right, let's see that. Oh, sorry, I'm too young because I wanna start to get some sleep after this. Okay, this is it. Well, you know what? Sometimes about that. This is the death of the president John F. Kennedy, November 23, November 22, 1963. The death of the president. Shortly after noon on November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated as he rode in a motorcade through Dealey Plaza in downtown Dallas, Texas. By the fall in 1963, President John F. Kennedy and his political advisor were preparing for the next presidential campaign, although he had not formally announced his candidacy. It was clear that President Kennedy was going to run, and he seemed confident about his change for uh, re-election. At the end of the September, the president traveled west, speaking in 9 different states in less than a week. The trip was meant to put a spotlight on natural resource and conservation efforts, but JFK also used it to sound themes such as education, national security, and world peace for his run in 1964. Champaign in Texas. Listen again. A month later, the president addressed the Democratic budget. A month later, the president addressed the Democratic gatherings in Boston and Philadelphia. Then, on November 12th, he held held the first important political planning session for the upcoming election year. At the meeting, JFK stressed the importance to winning Florida and Texas and talked about his plans to visit both states in the next 2 weeks. Mrs. Kennedy will accompany him on a swing through Texas, which will be her first extended public appearance since the loss of their baby Patrick in August. On November 21, the President and First Lady depart on Air Force One for the 2-day, 5-city tour of Texas. President Kennedy was aware that the feud among party leaders in Texas could jeopardize his chance of carrying that state in 1964, and one of his aims for the trip was to bring Democrats together. He also knew that a relatively small but vocal group of extremists was contributing to the political tensions in Texas and would likely make its presence felt particularly in Dallas, where U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations at least Stevenson has had been physically attacked a month earlier. Oh my God! After making a speech sorry, after making a speech there, nonetheless, JFK seemed to relish the prospect of leaving Washington, getting out among the people and into the political fray. Their first stop was San Antonio. Their first stop. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. Again. I repeat again. I repeat again. Their first stop was San Antonio. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, Governor John B. Connally, and Senator Ralph W. Yarborough led the welcoming party. They accompanied accompanied the president to Brooks Air Force Base for the dedication of the Aerospace Medical Health Center. Oh my God! Sorry again, guys. This yawning attack still doesn't want me to continue then anyway. Okay, I continue now. Continuing on to continue Continuing on to Houston, he addressed the League of United Latin American citizens and spoke at a testimonial dinner for Congressman Albert Thomas before ending the day in Fort Worth. I told you guys about this stuff. When I really start to really reading some cases just like this yawning is still doesn't let me to continue, doesn't want me to say anything. Once I just really tell it, it's just coming again, and again. It's not good. I don't like this. It's just this yawning just ruin everything. Sorry about that. See, I told you. Okay, I continue. Morning in the Fort Worth. A light rain was falling on Friday morning, November 22, but a crowd of several thousand stood in the parking lot outside the Texas hotel where the Kennedys had spent the night. A platform was set up and the president, wearing no protection against the weather, came out to make some brief remarks. There are no faint hearts in Fort Worth, he began, and I appreciated your being here this morning. Mrs. Kennedy is organizing herself. It takes longer, but of course, she looks better than we do when she does it. He went on to talk about the nation's need for being second to none. second to none. In defense and space, for continued growth in the economy and the willingness of citizens of the United States to assume that God damn it, to assume the burdens of leadership. The warmth of the audience response was palpable as the president reached out to shake hands amidst, amidst a sea of smiling faces. Back inside the hotel, the president spoke at a breakfast of the Fourth Ward Chamber of Commerce, focusing on military pre- preparedness. We are still in the keystone in the art of freedom, he said. We will continue to do our duty, and the people of Texas in the lead. Will be in the lead. On to Dallas. The presidential party left the hotel and went by motorcade to Carswell Air Force Base for the 30 minutes flight to Dallas. Arriving at Love Field, President and Mrs. Kennedy disembarked and immediately walked toward a fence where a crowd of the well-wishers had gathered, and they spent several minutes shaking hands. The First Lady received a bouquet of red roses, which she brought with her to the waiting limousine. Governor John Connally and his wife, Nellie, were already seated in the open convertible as the Kennedys entered and sat behind them. Since it was no longer raining, the plastic bubble top had been left off. Vice President and Mrs. Johnson occupied another car in the motorcade. The processor left the airport and traveled along an Telma route that one through downtown Dallas on the way to the Trade Mart, where the president was scheduled to speak at the luncheon. The assassination. You must be really want to hear this one about what happened to the President John F. Kennedy next. Crowds of the excited people lined the street and waved to the Kennedys. The car turned off Main Street at Dealey Plaza around 12:30 p.m. As it was passing the Texas School Book Depository, gunfire suddenly reverberated in the plaza. Bullets struck the Bullets struck the president's neck and head, and he slumped over toward Mrs. Kennedy. The governor was shot in his back. The car sped off to Parkland Memorial Hospital just a few minutes away, but little could be done for the president. A Catholic priest was summoned to administer the last rites. At at 1 p.m., John F. Kennedy was pronounced dead. Though seriously wounded, Governor Connally will recover. Sorry, Governor Connally will recover. The president's body was brought to the Love Field and placed on Air Force One. Before the plane took off, a green-faced Lyndon B. Johnson stood in the tight, crowded compartment and took the oath of, of office, admis- administered, administered by U.S. District Court Judge Sarah Huggins. The brief ceremony took place at 2:38 p.m. Less than an hour earlier, police had arrested Lee Harvey Oswald, a recently hired employee at the Texas School Book Depository. He was being held for the assassination of President Kennedy and the fatal shooting. Shortly afterward, the patrolman G.D. Tippett on the Dallas street. On Sunday morning, November 24, Oswald was scheduled to be transferred from police headquarters to the county jail. Fever across America watching the live television coverage suddenly saw a man aim a pistol and fire at point blank range. The 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 assailant The assailant was identified as Jack Ruby, a local nightclub owner. Oswald died 2 hours later at Parkland Hospital. The president's funeral. The same day, President Kennedy's flag-draped casket was moved from the White House to the Capitol on a caisson drawn by 6 gray horses, accompanied by one riderless black horse. At Mrs. Kennedy's request, the cortege and other ceremonial details were modeled on the funeral of Abraham Lincoln. Cross-line Pennsylvania Avenue and many were openly as the caisson passed. During the 21 hours that the president's body lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda, about 250,000 people filed by to pay their respects. 250 hundred, I mean, sorry. Okay, I repeat again. 250 people filed to pay their respects. On Monday, November on Monday on Monday, November 25, 1963, President Kennedy was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery. The funeral was attended by heads of state and representatives from more than 100 countries, with untold millions more watching on television. Afterward, at the graveside, Mrs. Kennedy and her husband brothers Robert and Edward lit an eternal flame. Perhaps the most indelible image of the day were the salute to his father given by little John F. Kennedy Jr., whose their third birthday it was. Daughter Caroline kneeling next to her mother at the president's bier. At the extraordinary grace and dignity shown by Jacqueline Kennedy, as people throughout the nation and the world struggled to make sense of the senseless act and to articulate their feelings about President Kennedy's life and legacy, many recall these words from his inaugural address. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on his planet. But let us begin. Arlington National Cemetery. To learn more about President Kennedy's funeral and gravesite, go to the Arlington National Cemetery website. Okay, so President John F. Kennedy was get buried inside the Arlington National Cemetery. Well, seems to be just like we want to know about where is the location anyway. I maybe want to go by myself to see it because I want to see, but maybe I can communicate it with him sometimes. But I really want it. I mean, sometimes, but I really wanted to go to the America if I have a time to go there. Well, need a holiday, of course. Well, but the ticket is so really expensive, so maybe I can go there. But I really want to learn about everything about John F. Kennedy, and that's something interesting, and I liked it. Okay, next about the aftermath. The Warren Commission. On November 29, 1963, President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed the President Commission on the assassination of President Kennedy. It came to be known as the Warren Commission, after its chairman, Earl Warren, Chief Justice of the United States. President Johnson directed the commission to evaluate matters relating to the assassination and the subsequent killing of the alleged assassin, and to report its findings and conclusion to him. The House Select Committee on Assassination. The U.S. House of Representatives established the House Select Committee on Assassination in 1976 to report to reopen the investigation of the assassination in light of alleged allegation allegation that previous inquiries have not received the full cooperation of federal agencies. Note to the reader, point 1b, point 1b in the link below to the findings of the 1979 House Select Committee on Assassination states that the committee had found a high probability that two gunmen fired at the president. This conclusion resulted from the last-minute discovery of a Dallas police radio transmission tape that allegedly provided evidence that four of more shots were fired in Dealey Plaza. After the report appeared in print, a caustic expert analyzed the tape and proved conclusively that it was completely worthless, thus negating the finding in point 1b. Well, this is something really strange, guys. I really don't know about what's going on. First, they claim about there's a two gunman just already fired. Maybe it's another in the House Select Committee on Assassination, and maybe another building in the Dealey Plaza. But claim is a one, but just only they're found by the Oswald. This guy named Oswald, yeah, you know. Lee Harvey Oswald, or never, whatever the name you call it. He's the one being a suspect, but unfortunately he's died. Well, so sad. Can we say, but not about because he being suspect by police. Maybe they maybe claim, but he's the one just already killed President Kennedy. But we may never know. Is he doing it, or maybe somebody just already do it? And not maybe another gunman just already do that. We might never know, and that's why we're digging more information for this. The committee, which also investigated the death of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., issued its report on March 29, 1979. This is strange. Yeah, this is same just like a really. Yeah, they said the committee would also investigate the death of Dort. If you know about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., well, maybe I don't know much about him, but you can find it. And they say it's issue its report on March 29, 1970, in year 1979. Yeah, that's really maybe it's the same the day maybe where same the investigator where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. just already died. I don't know what causing his die. I don't know who just already killed him, and I don't know that. And I don't have any information, so that's why. I think I will continue to read now, and I can be lame able to read here because to be sit here because I must be get yeah I must be, get some sleep, and I'm so tired, and this yawning is cannot I hold it. Anyway, let's continue again. Assassination record collision. Sorry, assassination records collection. Through the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act in 1992, the U.S. Congress ordered that all assassination-related material be housed together under supervision of the National Archives and Record Administration. This is because about we have no idea. Nevertheless, time we never know about what is behind the motive. Who killed JFK, President JFK? You know, sometimes when we have never showed it. Yeah, you know that. Okay, this is another article again. I can found it. This is the 50 facts about the JFK assassination. Let's read it now. It has been since it has been 50 years since November 22, 1963, the day John F. Kennedy was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald as the president was riding in an open-topped car with the First Lady at his side during the presidential motorcade in Dallas. Okay, I really read now. First, on November 11, 1963, President Kennedy laid a Veterans Day wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier read at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. He will be second. He will be buried at the cemetery exactly 2 weeks later. Another again, he says, Jacqueline Kennedy rarely traveled with her husband on political trips, but decided to fly with him to Texas on November 21 at the year's 1963. On November 22, the couple attend a breakfast in Fort Worth. 5. The presidential open-top limousine have been flown in from DC. Another again, this is it. A 40 years old boy reported watching JFK face go blank around 12:30 p.m. on November 22. This is something interesting. A 40-year-old boy reported watching JFK's face go blank around 20:30 p.m. Strange. The boy also say he heard Jacqueline shout, "God, oh God, no!" The meanest the boy maybe just witnesses by something what happened. What happened when the assassination just already start begin. Texas Governor John Conley Jr. received multiple gunshot wounds. Yeah, but he can survive, and luckily to him. A priest administer last rites to the first Roman Catholic U.S. president. This because about they call priest to make sure, but he can be survived, he can be helped, but there's no answer for that. He died after that. This was the fourth presidential assassination in the nation that was less than 200 years old. What the fuck? Fourth presidential assassination. That's something really like Lincoln or maybe Martin Luther King, or I don't know who are other two presidents then, but not sure. But oh yeah, George Washington. I forgot about it. That's a three. Made the first thing. I don't know. Maybe another one. I don't know that. That's but because about this. This because about this is a fourth presidential assassination was that was less than 200 years old. It's so this is the old cases that never know that was going. This has never happened again. Really, maybe already happened. Now happened again in this four times. The 11. It was the first since the Secret Service began protecting presidents. Nevertheless, I thinking about it, or maybe President Xi just like this never been doing like this. Well, I guess we will never know. The service scuffled with Dallas police for control of the president's casket. Yeah, maybe the service has really started to taking the casket of the presidents, and of course with the Dallas police to control it around it to make sure that everything's really it start to be fine. Okay. Number 13, Lyndon B. Johnson took the oath of the office aboard Air Force One. What is a mean oath? He took the oath of office. The mean is what he took something like a stuff like an oath or something. I don't know. And really aboard Air Force One. I don't know what is it, but yeah. He became president 99 minutes after Kennedy's death. Hmm. So this is gonna be funny to me. After John F. Kennedy just already died and he started buried, Lyndon B. Johnson is became president in 99 minutes after President John F. Kennedy's death. Wow. Because about the really maybe they're thinking about who's gonna be your lead, who's gonna be controlling this city. They might really have something need to do, but they're finally choosing Mr. Lyndon B. Johnson for a while, I guess. Yep, that's it maybe. Kennedy body was also aboard from the return flight to the Washington. Yep, because about Washington is a hometown where he stayed there, he lived there, and that's why his body just already go just taken to with flight to the come back to Washington and start to doing ceremony and for the last his rest. Judge Judge Sarah Huggins wept as she administered the oath of office. Interesting for this. Jackie Kennedy refused to take off her pink Chanel suit, stained with her husband's blood. She told Lady Bird Johnson, "I want them to see what they have done to Jack." Now this is something really crazy, but now Jackie Kennedy, she refused to take off her pink Chanel suit. Yeah, refused it because about he want to see what is going on, and she told the Lady Bird Johnson, and she said like this, "I want them to see what they have done to Jack." Because about she won. Yeah, she want to see that what's going on. Then the blood seems to be maybe just splatting in her Chanel suit. Yeah, her pink Chanel suit. Because about you can see that it's like a blood just already really appeared. One the shot, maybe the yeah, can say about the ammo just already gets shot and really just splatting around there, including her pink Chanel suit, which stained her husband's blood. The mean is about because about he the mean is she want to see that what's going on. She want to showing. Uh, yeah, just like a really crazy, right? Just really can say I want them to see what they have done to Jack. The meanings of what they have done, the meanings of say about what they have done, the means is really like something not believe that about what just already happened, and that's why she let all people see that, and that's to see that what exactly is going on. Jackie did how Jackie did, however, remove her wedding ring and put it on her husband's finger to be buried with him. Yeah, so she removed her wedding ring and put 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 it on her husband's finger, and that means maybe that ring is really something important, and that's why she started to remove it from her fingers and just put put to the put her husband fingers to bury it with him. Of course, about that this is like a something a true loss never to be ending, just like a stronger change. Yeah, that's a good point. And later she had an aided retrieval. Yep, because about the sometimes about the retrieve to go someplace or maybe just for relaxing or maybe in other places I guess. Jackie's suit has never been cleaned and lies in the National Archive. Well, because about the you can see the about Her suit is never be clean and lies. The mean is but her suit is doesn't get clean, and the mean is still dusty, dirty, and she maybe doesn't want somebody washing it, and that's why it's just letting somebody just letting like that, letting dirty. Yeah, because never been clean and lies in the National Archive. Well, that's something I don't know that why her suit just been there. It will not been seen in public until at least 2103, according to Kennedy family wishes. Well, not being seen in public because about she doesn't want to get to be seen, to be showing herself to the in the public to another people after what just already happened to John F. Kennedy. Yeah, her husband just already died, and whatever more that's not good. Of course, about he doesn't want to get to see her. Yeah, see people really want to meet her or something like that. No, she refuses. She maybe doesn't want it. Traumatizing just what happened to her. Yeah. Attorney General and Presidential brother Robert F. Kennedy met Air Force One at Andrews Air Force Base upon its return. Well, can we say it's pretty good though? Attorney General and Presidential brother Robert F. Kennedy just meet Air Force One. Yeah, upon its reading, of course, upon return. Just that. The Texas School Book Depository's sixth floor, where assassin Lee Harvey Oswald had positioned himself for the shooting, is today a museum dedicated to JFK assassination. Yeah, we can see that because of what you see the JFK assassination, there's something really bad. Well, the sixth floor where Lee Harvey Oswald has start the position to shot him at this at that course, but is still it's still in the museum dedicated. Yeah, you can find it in the Texas in the JFK assassination museum there anyway. Check this, the Texas School Book Depository. Yep, you can see this one. Here it is. Blurry, right? Sorry again because my camera quality is not so really good. It's so bad. It's another. Oswald was a self-described Marxist. I don't know about this one. No any information. Continue. He had tried to defect to Russia in 1959. Defect to Russia. Interesting for this. At the time, assassination of the president was not a federal offense. Oswald would have been tried in Texas. The mean is but not just about in Dallas. He tried to another country like a Texas, but maybe he's failed. Yeah, assassination of the president was not a federal offense. Yeah, he really again to try to in the Texas to kill that, but I think it has failed. Try that. No one knows why. The murder weapon was a 6.5 millimeter Italian carbine rifle that also had bought from 1955 1995 dollar. Crazy. It's almost $20. He bought it this rifle. Maybe the sniper rifle, I guess. I don't know. Say about this is it. 65 millimeter Italian carbine rifle. The meaning so this is like a type of rifle. It's like a marksman or maybe a sniper. I don't know what type this, but this murder weapon just only he used it to kill John F. Kennedy. That's That's really crazy. Dallas businessman Abraham Zapruder caught the assassination on his 8 mm home movie camera. Hmm, wow. Why he doesn't report about it? Because he saw that. This is it, they say he caught the assassination on his 8 mm home movie camera. That's because about the he must be need to report this what he saw that. The mean is what it's time to him to report everything about what he just already witnessed. His secretary had urged him to go home and get it for the presidential parade. Well, maybe he will miss it, I guess. I don't know that. Now that this one, Zapruder's film was later bought by Life magazine for 150 $150. Wow. So the mean is his film just already he caught on cam he caught on his camera just already bought by Life magazine, and of course they want buy it. Anyway, that's really cool because they want to show the public about this news that. Number 31. Oswald's murder by Jack Ruby on November 24 was the first homicide caught on live television. Well, I had no idea what is this really the Jack Ruby, the nightclub owner in Dallas just already murdered this guy named Oswald? This Oswald, huh? This isn't because about the get just caught on live television was the first homicide. Thinking about that, that's crazy. And the number 32, a police detective at the shooting called out, "Jack, you son of a bitch." The minute he called him about this, that really because of it, it's like a bitch. I just like me, I said, "You son of a bitch." I really just anger shooting call out, and because of maybe he doesn't want to talk, and you telling about something really make this police detective angry, and that's why this police say him just like this. When wrestled to the ground by police, Ruby cried out, "I'm Jack Ruby, you all know me. Jack Ruby, you all know me." Yep, that really because of it, the police try to catch him and wrestle him to the ground. Wrestle him to the ground, and he's crying and saying like that, "I'm Jack Ruby, you all know me." And looks like about it because about it, he cry out and say like this really when can say about that he really want just already do that like a criminal owner by on the nightclub and doing this something like it, paying the Oswald just already to kill President John F. Kennedy. That's that's something really need a question for that. I mean, need more question for answer, but that that yeah, you know that I you don't know you don't understand what I said. Anyway, forget about it. Oswald died at the same hospital as J. Kennedy 2 days and 7 minutes after the president. Wow, so sad. Yeah, cancer is really. Yeah, I don't know because of whether it's really sick or something like that. Well, the suspect just already gone. The New York Times report that GFK 19 years old grandmother Mary Josephine Fitzgerald was not told of the assassination. Yeah, the 19-year-old grandmother of him, Mary Josephine Fitzgerald, wasn't told of the assassination. The meaning is he doesn't tell anything about it, about what happened to her grandchild and something like that. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that. Yeah, that's good because keep silence much better. In Washington, dignitaries from more than 100 countries arrived for Kennedy's funeral. At the time, it was the largest gathering of its kind on U.S. soil. Yes, because about the 100 countries really are respecting her, give her some a last, yeah, respecting her so much and to him a last respect, a last sending to her. Sorry, I mean his burial. Sorry about it. His burial onto the cemetery ground, and that's why they're because of really respecting him so much. Oh yeah, once again, but that sorry because I always say her every day. That's a wrong wrong that's a wrong word. Sorry about it. Okay. What's next? Unexpected 200, 205, 250, 250, 100 people paid their respects to the former president as he lay instead in the Capitol Rotunda. Yeah, they're paid about the really their respect to the former president because they love him so much. Thinking about it, 250 hundreds people really came there to see that really where the respect from as he lay in the Capitol Rotunda. That's a really good. And it said, 10 of the thousand were turned away, some having waited throughout a near freezing night in a line that stretched more than more for more than 2 miles. Yeah, because they're really waiting so late for the wait. Can say about that they're really waiting so. Are 10 of the thousand really can say just turn around, turn away. Yeah, something some haven't waited through a near the freezing night because of what they could not get hold that, and that's why they decide just how to come back. That's it. Jackie Kennedy modeled her husband's funeral ceremonies after Abraham Lincoln. She know about what is style really good for her husband funeral ceremonies, and of course she just only choose it. With help from Bobby Kennedy and Robert McNamara, Jackie chose the burial site at Arlington National Cemetery. So, but she choosing what exactly where is her husband being buried, and of course she choosing in the Arlington National Cemetery, and that's where John F. Kennedy being buried there. Jackie requested an eternal flame be put by the grave. This is something really good because an eternal flame be put by the grave. Okay, that's interesting. Although she will remarry today, she is buried next to the president. Yeah, she will remarry after I don't know by who, but today she is buried next to the president. I don't know about it. Maybe she already died. Yep, I don't know about it when that it's really doesn't have any permission about it, so hard to tell it. Two of Kennedy's children, an infant son and daughter, are also buried with their parents. Yeah, Kennedy's children, an infant son and daughter. I don't know what makes their die, and really just get buried with their own parents, just what beside them. The funeral day, November 24, was also John Gr. third birthday. Wow, my God, the Kennedy's family. John Gr. third birthday just get at November 25. He's dying. Yeah. Caroline will turn six 2 days later. Really crazy because of their family suddenly one by one they just already die. A taxi driver reported that the funeral crowds were oddly quiet. You could hear a pin drop. Well, really can say taxi driver just reported because this guy say but that the funeral cause was oddly quiet, and he say like this he could hear a pin drop. The mean is like something, it seems to be just in a rhythm and really just silent just like that. Well, you might never know that. An irresolutely guard paid it its respect, graveside, following comments shouted in Gaelic. Yeah, the means is this is the last respect for him. And of course about the just because about the I don't know the exactly sure. You never know that. That's a really something memorial never be forgotten by John F. Kennedy. After the funeral, Jackie Kennedy met privately with three heads of state: Charles de Gaulle of France, Imon de Valera of Ireland, and Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Yeah, really, three heads of state really something important to her, so she already meet them. Yeah, really because oh, did I tell her they doesn't die? Sorry. Mm, really, I don't know if they die or not. It seems to be kind of hard to tell that. Well, you know what? That's not good. Mhm. Yeah, I don't know if exactly they die or not because of what they're really buried, or maybe they're another. Whatever that is never mind. I forget about it. Near midnight that night, she and Bobby Kennedy paid uh, an unplanned visit to Kennedy's grave. Of course, about this because about the her husband and Bobby Kennedy paid some unplanned visit to their own, yeah, Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's grave to see it, to see the last in the last time. And the last is the first two letters that Lyndon Johnson wrote as president were to Carolyn and John Gr. Well, and this is a why, but because you never know that. So that's a really something, a fact. You can find many about it, about JFK as assassination, the day where he's died. Write this date, November 22, 1963. This is the date where he died. That's it only. And before that I will end this video, I'm very terrible sorry, but because I say maybe I talking about something nervous, or maybe you don't understand what I mean. Maybe you didn't hear my voice anyway. I'm pretty sorry, and I really apologize because my mouth seems to be have a problem, and I not really normal talking that. And once again, I'm so sorry about it. I'm really sorry, and of course about it. Hope you guys will be enjoying the story begin about this is the Black Roses paranormal crime mystery, and sorry, I mean unsolved crime mystery. This is my new channel. Go check it out. Please subscribe. And I really want to share more about to telling more about the unsolved mystery, murder cases, disappearing peoples, serial killers, and many more. Again, I will tell to you guys anyway. So please subscribe, okay? Please again. And I am really end in this video right now, and I see you next time in another next video. And ciao and see you. Yeah, bye.